guys, welcome to this new Coach Dev Academy Leg Guide. I'm Quentin Guinness and today we are around Watkins Glen for the week 2 of the new series with the GT4 and the LMP3, and today we are with the AMG GT4. So as usual, first we're gonna go with the hot lap and then I'm gonna go into more details about the car and the trap. So yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, here we go for the lap around Watkins with the AMG GT4. Here is the first corner of the track. Basically for this one I'm just braking like just between the 200 meter and the 300 meter because I don't want to brake too late for this one. I'm already thinking about the exit of this one, considering it's a very long straight or kind of straight with the S's in between. But yeah, for this one I just prefer to brake a bit earlier. So basically I will probably aim for that bit of grass with going on the inside, I would say. Like it's a bit a bit wider for this one, but then it goes a bit on the inside. So I will basically aim for that thing to start to release the throttle and then hit the brakes. Just gonna try to be really smooth on the brakes. The main target is to put more pressure on at the beginning and then slowly release to find the rotation of the car. So as you can see, I'm just releasing the brakes, trying to find the rotation. As soon as I'm hitting the apex, I'm just trying to go early on power because I need to carry the speed through the exit to find all the top speed on the straights. And then I'm just careful on the exit to not just run over the curb. So I'm basically keeping my right wheels on the curb, which is really important. Otherwise, you get the off track. So then we have that long straight. So you're basically gonna go through the S's. So as you can see, just before talking about the S's, as you can see, just before going through the S's, I'm staying a bit wide because I think it's a bit better to stay a bit wide because it's going like a bit downhill just before the S's. And I think it gives you a bit more speed, but yeah, it's just about like thousands, so it's not really important. But yeah, for me, I always doing that since a long time now. So yeah, if you can do that, it's great, I think. And as you can see through the S's, just using the inside curbs, just trying to reduce the distance as much as I can by cutting as much as I can the insides. And then we will approach one of the most difficult part of the track, which is the bus stop. So for this one, I'm gonna use the 300-meter board on the left side, and I'm just gonna try to put like being really smooth on the brakes, not putting too much pressure, otherwise you can lose the rear and unsettle the rear of the car. So I'm just gonna try to be smooth on the brakes, not putting too much pressure, and then I'm just gonna try to be as close as I can from the guardrail on the right hand side, and just going like as straight as I can through the first curb to not unsettle the car when I'm back on the track off the curb. So for this one, as you can see, I'm just gonna put the car on the line with the brakes, and then as soon as I'm getting close of the curbing, I'm just gonna try to stabilize the car by just going off any inputs. So as you can see, I'm not using it either throttle or brakes. So just going back again, really close of the rails. Then I'm not touching any inputs again, and then slightly on the brakes, just between the two curbing. And then as soon as I'm getting past the first curbing, then I'm going back on power to find the momentum. And then for this exit, you can basically cut a bit the inside to not cut it too much, because first it can unsettle the car and make it bounce, and also make the rail very loose. And also because it's really easy, I guess, to get enough track on this one. And then for the exit of this one, I'm just gonna try to not go too wide, because if I'm going too wide, there is a big chance that I'm losing the grip and then missing the apex. And also because if I miss a bit the inside, I will miss the curbing on the inside, which is kind of grippy, I would say. Like it helps the car to rotate a lot. I think it gives a bit more grip to the front end. So I'm just gonna try to take at all costs the curbing on the inside. So I'm staying fourth gear, just trying to keep the momentum of the car and not dropping to third gear, otherwise I will lose a bit of speed. And then as you can see, I'm just running all the way on the inside curb. And then I'm just flat out, keeping the momentum, using all the curbing on the exit. Same for this one, just for the exit of this one, just try to be patient. And like, as you can see, I'm just releasing a bit the throttle, because I don't want to like be on throttle too early to have then a big understeer on the exit. So as you can see, I'm just trying to manage the throttle until I find the right moment to put full throttle. So then it means I'm not too wide using the curb, not touching the grass, and then I need to quickly move to the right side for the first long left hand. So basically what I'm doing for this one is that I'm braking a bit before the tire marks. It's maybe not the best way to find the braking reference, but for this time I'm using the tire marks because you can really see the track. It's not cloudy or anything, so it's really clear on the track. So then on the brakes, just trying to find pretty much like T1, just needed to find the rotation. So I'm just gonna release the brakes, just big pressure at the beginning, and then just releasing the brakes. Then I'm gonna try to stick to the apex. Just gonna work on my exit on the power, and then just aiming for the curbing on the exit, just using all of it. Just make sure to not go too wide and not run on the grass, otherwise it's gonna be enough track, and also you can lose the rear of the car. Then need to move to the left side of the track. So for this one, it's really tricky as well, because you need to carry a lot of speed through the inside, because it's going uphill, but also you have to think about the exit and like not compromising too much the exit by carrying too much speed on the entry. So the thing I'm doing for this one is that I'm gonna aim a bit for I'm gonna aim kind of the first 100-meter board, just right there. And then I'm gonna try to brake like maybe 5 meters in front of it on the brakes. Just trying to carry as much speed as I can, because I'm braking a bit late just because I want to carry more speed. And then as you can see, I'm really stronger in the brakes. Like I'm not trying to rotate that much the car on the brakes, because I'm gonna rotate the car on the brake on power basically for this one, because it's going uphill. So if I keep too long the brakes, then I will slow down too much the car, and then I will be too low on revs, and I will struggle to exit from the corner. So what I'm doing is that I'm carrying a lot of speed on the entry, just going heavily on the brakes, then just a bit of brakes on the first half of the corner. But then as you can see, I'm just managing on power to find the rotation. As you can see, just trying to find the rotation, still rotation. And then once the car is settled and I'm sure that I don't have to put like massive steering angle, I can just go full power, because I know that the rear is not going to slide or anything. So then we have the straight. Could be a nice overtake opportunity if you manage to really lay the exit of the previous corner. And then for this one, I'm just gonna brake like just after the 200-meter board on the left side. And I think you can see on the white line there is a sort of tire mark, and I'm basically gonna use this as a braking reference. So as soon as it disappears like under the bonnet, I'm just gonna start to brake. For this one, heavy braking zone, just a lot of pressure on the entry. And then for this one, I'm gonna try to kind of entering the corner a bit late, so then I can prepare the exit. So for this one, I'm just gonna stay with third gear to use all the torque of the car, and also because it's going downhill, so there is no reason to put second gear, because you will just kill the momentum of the car. So as you can see on the brakes, releasing the brakes, find the rotation. And then I'm early on power to also find the rotation on power. The good thing with third gear is that you can almost go flat out because it's really stable and you are still a bit like mid revs, so it's pretty nice and easy with this setup. And then for this one, I'm gonna brake like I think I'm braking around. Like as you can see, the right line is going wider at that point, and I think I'm braking as soon as, like as you can see, like when the white line is getting wider and when it goes under the bonnet, I'm just at least close of it. I'm gonna go on the brakes. The main target on this one is also to carry a lot of speed on the entry because it's going uphill, so you have to carry all the speed on the entry to make sure you are not losing too much time on the entry. So as you can see, I'm really heavy on the brakes, braking a bit later, and then just trying to find the rotation out of the brakes. Then mid corner, just going on the power, still with second gear. And then for the exit, you can short shift if you are getting a bit sketchy with the rear. And then we're gonna go through two really fast corners. So the first one, I'm gonna aim for the 100-meter board, staying with fourth gear, and then just trying to carry the speed. I'm not touching the brakes, trying to find the speed. Just be careful for the exit. Just make sure you manage a bit the throttle on the apex. So do not go too early on full power because then you're gonna have a lot of understeer and you're gonna lose time if you go too wide. Even if it's allowed to go wide, I don't think you get. It's really tough to get enough track there, even by going really wide. So yeah, for me the best way is to just being a bit patient when you are on the apex to wait a bit for full power, but then it gives you like the advantage of having a good exit for this one, and also because you have to think about the next one, and because you have to go kind of early for the left side to then preparing the next corner, and also because it's a bit faster, like towards the end of this one to gain some time instead of going really wide. So as you can see, just going straight away to the left, preparing the last corner of the track, and then you can either choose fourth gear or third gear. I guess it depends kind of your driving style. I think I would prefer to drop to third gear for this one. I think I think it's the same pace wise. Like it depends of your entry. Like if you have a good entry and you carry enough speed for the fourth gear, you should not lose too much time on the exit with fourth gear. But if you don't have the best entry and it on this corner, for example, it's pretty easy to not getting it consistent on the entry because you have to really it's really difficult to manage the entry because you're coming from a really fast corner and you have straight away to go to the left. So sometimes you don't have the exact perfect racing line on the entry. So if you manage to nail really the entry and your racing line, I think fourth gear is the best way to make it because it makes it really stable and really smooth, I would say. And you just have to think about your racing line and not like dropping a gear in the middle of the corner. But if on that case, if you are not really on the right like perfect racing line, the best way is to drop to third gear because at the end you will slow down the car, so it will be kind of on back on the right racing line. And also because with the third gear anyway, you will be managed to find the torque on the exit and find kind of the time you lost a bit because of the compromised entry. So both ways works, to be honest. So then choose what makes you the fastest around this corner. So with the practice, you will see if either you prefer fourth or if you prefer third gear. So then we're back to the corner. So just going all the way to the left side, just be careful to not hit the clip the grass on the entry because then it's straight to the wall. So just make sure you keep a bit of a margin to make it safer. So just on the brakes, just not going like with a big pressure, just slightly using the brakes to find the rotation and put the car on the right racing line. And then just using a bit of curbing, but not that much. It's not necessary to just use all the way the curbing. And then I'm just trying to manage the power. Just it's almost flat out when you hit the apex, but just in case it can be a bit unnecessary sometimes, so just make sure you are too greedy, I would say, on the apex with the power. And then just trying to make it smooth with the wall on the left side, just trying to not hit it basically, and also just trying to find the right rhythm to not lift too much on the exit, otherwise you're gonna lose time. And yep, that's it around this fast track, which is Watkins Glen with the AMG GT4. Okay, guys, that's it for today with the lab guide with the AMG GT4 and Watkins Glen for week 2 of the new series. Hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned a bit from it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and also join the Discord if you have any questions about the work we're doing. So yep, let's see each other for the third week of the season then. Bye bye.